Don't say the Wolf of Wall Street. Don't say the Wolf of Wall Street. Welcome to my review of The Wolf of Wall Street. No, hang on. The Wolf of Snow Hollow is written, directed and stars Jim Cummings. It also stars Riki Lindhome and sadly the final performance of the brilliant Robert Forster. In a small mountain town, a neurotic, stressed out police officer must investigate the grisly deaths of local women during the full moon. Is this just a crazed psycho serial killer, or could it actually be a werewolf? Welcome to the channel and my movie review of The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Now I'd love to flip these numbers, so if you're new to the channel, please don't just consider subscribing.
Do it! Do it!
And if you like this video, please like this video. The Wolf of Snow Hollow is a pitch black comedy horror thriller. It has a pretty unique tone with a lead character, John Marshall, played by Jim Cummings, who is very stress inducing because of his own stresses, his own flaws, his own inadequacies. Some people might struggle to stick with this character because he's quite tiring to spend time with. He's not your typical protagonist and he's certainly a long way from your standard comedy horror hero. You side with him in one moment and then you're exasperated with him in the next. And it took me some time to see what Cummings was trying to go for with the character and the film in general. In a nutshell, I'd describe the film as Fargo meets The Howling meets Uncut Gems, or if you haven't seen those films, a dry comedy horror with a stress-inducing lead. There's a lot of things I really liked about The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Once I saw the angle that Cummings was going for with the main character and why he is like he is, he's a major selling point for the film. It's a good performance of a unique character, though I will say he's probably not for everybody. The rest of the cast are also great. Riki Lindhome, who plays Detective Julia Robson, is kind of the opposite of Cummings. She's calm, understated, seemingly not quite on the ball at the start of the film, but it turns out she's actually the smartest person on the team. She has a little of Fargo's Marge Gunderson about her, with a little bit less sass and without the chip on the shoulder. Robert Forster in his final performance plays Marshall's father, Sheriff Hadley. He's hanging on to his role, unwilling to retire and unwilling to accept his deteriorating health, making his role impossible. And the shadow he casts over his son Marshall, along with his deteriorating health, is one of the major contributors of Marshall's general anxiety. It's actually quite poignant that Forster's last performance was about a man coming to the end of his time. The Wolf of Snow Hollow looks great. The local scenery is breathtaking at times, and although it'd be difficult to make this area look unattractive, I don't want to take away from what Cummings has shot. The direction and editing are both very tight. Cummings shows you just enough of, shall we say, the antagonist to always build the tension but always keep you guessing. And the film's only 83 minutes long, and along with the punchy editing, it means that it never drags or gets bogged down in side characters or plots. And as the main character, Marshall, is so stress-inducing to be with, perhaps it's a good thing they kept the runtime quite short. The conclusion of the film is really strong too. It has a real vibe of The Silence of the Lambs, and I can't really say any more without spoiling anything. So this is a very dark comedy. It's not particularly laugh out loud funny, but there are quite a lot of moments that made me smile and chuckle. I was amused at how crazy Marshall seems at first and how belligerent he can be, but he's actually the one that makes sense, even if he doesn't do it quite the right way. And the battles he has with the rest of his team, sometimes verbal and sometimes physical, are very amusing. If you've seen The Wolf of Snow Hollow, did you enjoy it as much as me? Or was it not quite for you? Let me know in the comments section what you thought. So there are a few things I didn't quite like about The Wolf of Snow Hollow. As I've already said, it took me a while to get used to the character of Marshall. I found him a little bit too much, and it took me a few scenes to understand the intention of the character. A purposely flawed, neurotic protagonist who gets one thing wrong for every one thing right, and his character will definitely not be to everybody's tastes. I would have liked the horror and the gore and the scares to be notched up just a little. You see some stuff, but most of it's off-screen or glanced at. It's possible it was down to budget, but it just seems a little bit tame at times. I enjoyed the ending, but I don't think everyone will. I wish I could say more, but I'm getting into spoiler territory here, but I just don't think everyone will be pleased with the ending. So in summary, The Wolf of Snow Hollow is a smart, unique entry into the comedy horror werewolf genre, if there is such a genre. It's full of memorable performances and characters who don't quite behave how you expect. The ending may not work for everyone, but if you do buy into it, it's a very satisfying payoff for what's come before. My score for The Wolf of Snow Hollow is 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching.
Game over, man. man. It's game over.